properly manage being competition? I'd say they give you the money on time, everything starts on time, they have food for the teams, they don't just make you go walk around or drive yourselves to go get food when you have a bunch of other stuff to worry about.
I also really appreciate it when they pay attention to sort of the fairness of how the competition is run, because there's so many things that can actually contribute to a team's perception of whether or not they're being advantaged or disadvantaged, like vis-a-vis other teams. And so that is something we hold in high regard when a competition or management, shows respect for that angle as well.
When they give us food, because I think that's one of the most important parts, because we need our energy, and management that gives us food is usually like that, because they're usually the nicest.
Properly managing competition when the competition is run on time, when all the teams get their proper stage time, when all the teams get to do their sound checks, and all the teams are treated respectfully. Even when something goes wrong, everything goes smoothly. That's probably the most impressive thing.
I would say Dance Fusion is actually, not just cause, but it actually is the best competition we've been to management-wise. They've been very cooperative, they've been on schedule, they've been organized, and they've been very accommodating to our needs. They're just nice. That's all we really need, is someone to be nice.
Yeah.
And if something's wrong, just say, hey, you know what, you can't do this, so I'm sorry about that.
And they seem to care about all the team members and all the teams.
Yeah.
How easy everything is.
Yeah, it makes it so easy for us. We have enough stress with making our costumes ready, and then the fact that it's all ready for us and we just have to do what we know we have to do is perfect for us.
Kind of that it moves slowly, and then you can just do what you came here to do. Your mix is there. You compete. You do good, and everything's fine. As opposed to wondering, oh, did we do this? Did we do that? Did they take care of the right thing? So everything's fine.
What impresses me the most, I think, is when all the managers and everyone on the Philly Fest team really treats the teams really nice, and they're always very willing to help, backstage, can I help you move this and stuff like that. So it's really nice when you know that not only your team and your team managers are there to help you out.
That they're 10 times more fun, that it just goes so smoothly that you tend to have a better time. When things are unorganized, you tend to just not have a good memory out of it. Whether you win or not, it's just that was a shitty competition,
Yeah.
I think a definite thing that we see is sometimes lack of communication. Sometimes teams are just not in the know, and I think it'd be really great if teams and the staff communicated better with their liaisons and gave teams more information.
Again, communication, when people aren't in touch with each other, they say one thing and then talk to another person and tell you something different. So key thing usually at competitions is make sure everyone's on the same page so that you can get
Usual troubles are usually them telling us about the rules and everything. If they change rules, they just tell us the day before, and stuff like that. And basically that's it.
Like we said before, time management is essential, and the fact that when things get pushed by and then we're in a rush. We've worked on a dance for about 6 months now. It's probably the same to every other team. When time is a rush and time's of the essence. If you have a little time to just prepare for a show that you're only going to show one time, your dance that you've been practicing for 6 months, you're only going to show it one time. A team really needs to get everything properly set up and everything. Time is very, very important. And most of the time in these competitions, time always is waste because it's poor time management.
Miscommunication?
Yeah. There's always something that goes wrong with the audio, video lighting, and then we get that 10 minutes on stage, which seems like half a minute.
Yeah, the dress rehearsals I think are the worst part of competitions. It's okay, they give you 15 minutes, but let's say they mess up on something, they take your time away, and it kind of sucks for us when we're trying to get used to the stage space. And all the teams, I know every single team has complaints about dress rehearsal. So if there was an ideal competition, we would have a legit 30 minutes. 30 minutes per dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
Let us fix our audio, let us fix our lighting, in front of us so we know, instead of them kind of just throwing surprises at us.
Yeah, competitions. Give us 30 minutes. We'll like it.
Sabi only there.
Sabi.
Rigging? Well, no, it's just not being organized, man. If you don't know how to handle stuff, then why do you take it on? Don't take it on if you can't. Competitions are a big deal. You can't just walk in and expect everything to happen by itself. You gotta have people on point and like knowing what's going on. So if you don't know how to do it, don't do it.
The biggest part or the hardest part for a team is probably just to get everything together. There are a lot of teams, so competition management sometimes forgets that we are all running on a schedule, so sometimes that's really hard to get all that together.
I also think that I know a couple of teams struggle with like practice space. I know a lot of teams really like to go over things last minute because some people come like from across the country and they're not going to go 2 days without practicing because they've been practicing for weeks. So I think that's something that could be better organized and better taken account for.
Sometimes there's miscommunication.
Other than that, besides that, like miscommunication will always be there.
It wasn't too we haven't had any really bad experiences.
Competition organized specifically, there's not much trouble. It's just the team deciding as a whole. Like we do have a head competition organizer, but it's the team as a whole that has to make decisions. So just getting everyone together on the same page. It takes a little time, but there's 21 of us. We're all friends, so it works out in the end.
A lot of things are similar, just these little things. Like if you like getting your rooms in check and perhaps with the mixes and stuff, it's kind of hard because there's some people want a CD, other people want an MP3. Some people want the little USB things. I guess technology is changing so much that you have a lot of these problems.